Now, questions and answers. According to the Bible, there have been people who stated that Noah preached 120 years. You heard that? I have. Matter of fact, I used to tell people it was 1,999 years. I said, God gave these people 120 years, and God done gave us 1,999 years. I remember that vividly, telling someone this. Well, after doing a little more research, I found out that that was not so. Noah did not preach 120 years. Well, how long did he preach? Let's find out. According to the Bible, in Genesis chapter 5, verse 32, it says, in Genesis 5:32, and Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth. If he's 500 years old here, then my question is, where did he get the 120 years? Because watch this. In Genesis chapter 7, verse 6, and Noah was 600 years old when the flood of water was upon the earth. Wait a minute. There's only 220 years missing here now. In Genesis 5:32, he's 500 years old. Genesis 7 and 6, he's 600 years old. Now let's drop down to Genesis 7 and 11. It says, in the 600th year of Noah's life, and the second month, and the 17th day of that month, were the fountains of the deep broken up, water gushed up out of from the bottom, and the windows of heaven was open, and water came down. And that's in the 600th year of Noah's life, the second month, and the 17th day of that month. Now my question is, where is the 120 years? Where did it come from? Who started that? Well, this word, in Genesis 6 and 3, this is what happened. It says, and God said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, because he also is flesh, yet his days should be 120 years. Well, before the flood, there was people that lived at 800 and 900 years old. Jared lived at 962 years old. Adam lived at 930. He's the oldest man. The first man. He lived at only 930 years old. Then here comes Jared. He lived at 962 years old. Then here comes Methuselah. And if anybody ever tell you, you look bad as Methuselah, you looking bad. If somebody ever tell you, you look as old as Methuselah, you looking rough. Well, Methuselah lived at 969 years. So when God said he was cutting men's life, he didn't give Noah that time to preach. He just cut men's lifespan from that age, that lineage, longevity, to 120 years. That's all he did. Then, when you get over there to 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 5, it says, and spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness. Now, Noah did preach, but he did not preach 120 years, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. So, if someone ever tell you that Noah preached 120 years, I'm here to tell you, Noah did not preach 120 years. The Bible don't verify that. Only thing the Bible verify is that Noah preached for 100 years. Within that 100th year, the flood of water came. From 500 to 100, within that 100th year, the flood of water came upon the earth. So that concludes this situation of Noah preaching 120 120 years.